The movie begins by showing a girl named Ma Jua running to catch the bus because she woke up late. She is a student at Soyan University majoring in business administration. Luckily, she can catch the bus, and she accidentally meets a young man named Moon Jun, a senior student at Soyan University majoring in computer engineering. Because of his warm and down-to-earth attitude suddenly makes Jua fall in love for the first time at the age of 21. Arriving at the campus, Jua is greeted by a young man named Cha Min-ho who has always been by her side. They have been best friends for 12 years and have always attended the same school. After graduating high school, they attended the same university, but he majored in computer engineering, just like her. On campus, Min-ho is quite famous among the girls because he has a handsome face. Even Min Young-hee, the most beautiful girl in the computer engineering department, is crazy about him because of his good looks. The scene then changes and shows Jua in her dorm room, where she becomes acquainted with her roommates, Seo Ji-min and Huang Bo-young. Ji-min, who majored in economics, is the most popular and beautiful girl at Soyan University. Besides being famous for her beauty, she is known for her dancing talent as a cheerleader team on her campus. Meanwhile, Bo-young is a 24-year-old freshman majoring in business and a type 1 diabetic. Apart from Jua, it turns out that Min-ho is spending time with his roommates, Gil Mok-jin and Park Han-nul. Mok-jin is a student majoring in psychology who is very strict about cleanliness, while Han-nul is a student who has just transferred to major in computer engineering, just like Min-ho. On top of that, Han-nul is Ji-min's boyfriend, and they are the most popular couple at Soyan University. People even call them a magnetic couple because their relationship looks very intimate and harmonious. One day, Ji-min accidentally reunites with her old school friend Choi Ro-sa. It turns out that Ro-sa is taking the same major as Han-nul. Even though Ro-sa looks good when she is in front of Ji-min, it turns out that she has always felt jealous and hated Ji-min even since her school days because Ji-min has always been able to stand out wherever she is. Besides that, Ro-sa knows about Han-nul and Ji-min's relationship, but Han-nul's kindness makes her misinterpret it, so she falls in love and tries to approach him. She doesn't even care if Ji-min feels sad because of her actions. A few days later, an anonymous post appeared with the title "Dear My First Love," which caused an uproar in the community forum at Soyan University. The post, which contains a confession of first love, was addressed by someone taking a photography class this morning. Jua and the girls at Soyan University think that the writer is a man, while Min-ho and the other men think that the writer is a woman. Sometime later, unexpectedly, the post's title changed to Dear M, as if to explain that the writer's first love has the letter M in their name. Upon knowing that, the students began to guess and chose several students who might have the same characteristics as the author intended. The scene then changes and shows Min-ho and Jua who are in the campus cafeteria, where he shows his application to her. Min-ho is indeed a smart student, and he always has interesting ideas, including his dating application that meets people with the same interest. Even though he had just released his application in the Soyan University environment, the application made people like Mok-jin and Bo-young meet and feel attracted to each other. In fact, this application actually makes Jua and Moon Jun closer because they both have the same interest. Unexpectedly, Moon Jun and Min-ho know each other as seniors and juniors in the same major. As time passed, Jua and Moon Jun's relationship grew closer, making her dream of becoming a sports commentator because he motivated her. A few days later, Moon Jun invites Jua to a photo exhibition. However, while on the way, Jua worried about Min-ho when she saw it was raining. Whenever she saw the rain falling, she always worried for Min-ho because it reminded her of his past when he witnessed the death of his parents in an accident. Since the death of his parents, Min-ho has been traumatized every time it rains, so his elder sister Cha Min-ju is always worried about him, and Jua knows that too. In the end, Jua leaves her first love, Moon Jun, to see Min-ho. At that place, she tries to comfort him since they have been best friends for 12 years, making Min-ho fall in love with her. One day, Min-ho is looking at reviews of his apps, and he always comes across bad comments from a student who was refused by a woman to eat with him. A young man even met Jua through an application he made, and they almost ate together. Unfortunately, the young man felt rejected again. Even though Jua had to submit the college assignments that she was late submitting to the lecturer, so she was forced to leave him before they had time to eat together. At night, the young man returns to meet Jua and plans to do evil things to her due to his disappointment with her and the performance of Min-ho's application. Luckily, Jua escaped by spraying tear gas at him. During her escape, she accidentally meets Moon Jun, so she is saved from the young man. After that, Jua told Min-ho about the incident she had just experienced. Min-ho, who knew that his best friend was almost in danger because of the application he had made, rushed to see her, who couldn't hold back the tears when she told him everything. After Jua told him everything that happened, Min-ho accompanied her to the police station to report the young man earlier. Sometime later, the police managed to catch the young man earlier, thus making Min-ho want to beat the young man, but he was detained by Jua. As a result of this incident, he decided to delete the application he had made so that the events that Jua experienced would not be experienced by other people. One day, Jua, Minho, and their friends got a photography assignment and decided to go somewhere together. When he was there, Minho appeared to show his attention to Jua several times. Even so, Minho did not hide his jealousy when he saw Jua, who always wanted to be near Moonjun. At night, they decide to have a drink together, making Jua drunk. Unexpectedly, Moonjun instead took advantage of the opportunity to kiss her, and Minho accidentally saw this incident, who was about to bring a drink for her. Upon seeing that, he discouraged himself from approaching Jua and left them. The next day, Jimin looks angry at Han Nul for the first time because last night, she caught him drunk, hugging Rosa, who he thought was Jimin. Not only that, Han Nul lied to Jimin for the first time too. He admits to her that he is in the university lab, even though he is currently at Rosa's house because Rosa asked him to accompany and protect her from the seniors who bully her. Sometime later, their intimate photos spread on the Soyan University community forum and caused an uproar among the students on campus. This ended Rosa and Jimin's friendship, and she finally showed Jimin her true nature. It didn't stop there. Jimin, who felt betrayed, finally decided to end her relationship with Han Nul on his birthday. On the other hand, Rosa welcomed the magnet couple relationship at Soyan University. Meanwhile, Jua and Moonjun's kiss doesn't change anything, and Minho prefers to keep his feelings for Jua and act as if he doesn't know anything. One day, Jua gets the news that Moonjun is going on a blind date, which makes her sad. Whenever she feels sad, Minho is always by her side to comfort her. But this time, he feels heartbroken because Jua suddenly leaves him and looks happy when she gets a phone call from Moonjun asking her for a date. Knowing this, he was sad. The next day, Minho decides to start a business with his male senior at his campus and hand over all the money he has saved to his senior. He intends to make a lot of money from the business, which he will later give to his elder sister as a wedding gift. He hopes she will be happy with the gift because she has looked after him since their parents' death. Unfortunately, Minho was tricked by his senior who ran away with all his savings. Jua, who heard the news, looked for Minho's whereabouts because she knew his struggle, who was willing to work hard and sacrifice his youth to make money so he could save for the future. However, all the results of his hard work disappeared because his senior deceived him. When Jua met Minho, she hugged him to comfort and support him. Moreover, only she knows about his struggle so far. On the other hand, Moonjun, who knows about Minho's fraud, intends to help him by inviting him to participate in an application developer competition. Without thinking twice and because he needed a lot of money, Minho agreed to that offer and showed Moonjun his application. Sometime later, the college students at Soyan University were shocked by Dear M's post, which mentioned that the writer would confess his feelings to his first love on Monday. When Monday comes, surprisingly, Yang Hee confesses her love for Minho. But unfortunately, he rejects her and tells her he already has someone he likes. Even so, she feels confident and will not give up on getting his love. Knowing this, Jua becomes curious about the figure Minho likes, while everyone looks disappointed after learning that she is Dear M's first love. Unexpectedly, shortly after, the author of Dear M clarified that the person who confessed today was not a boy. Meanwhile, at a sushi restaurant, Jimin meets a college student named Bong Ye-dam. Ye-dam is one of the students who take photography classes and has had a secret crush on her for a long time. Since their meeting, Ye-dam has always been by her side and made her smile since she broke up with Han Nul. On the other hand, Han Nul caught Ye-dam with Jimin several times, but he couldn't do anything about it because now she is no longer his girlfriend. On an autumn day, Soyan University held the autumn festival that students have always been waiting for. Jua, who dreams of becoming a sports commentator, then ventures to become a host at the opening ceremony of the fall festival on campus and hopes to add to her experience. Unfortunately, the audience got bored when Jua kept stalling for time, so Minho helped her by singing a song to entertain the audience. The next day, Jua was made jealous by the presence of a woman named Ayeon who came to see Moonjun, because she introduced herself as his girlfriend. On the other hand, the Soyan University magnet couple has no chance to improve their relationship because of the presence of a third person between them. Meanwhile, Mok-jin is on a blind date and continues searching for his partner, Elsa, but after he learns that Elsa is Bo-young, he believes she is the girl destined for him. Soon after, Minho met Jua and tried to comfort her who was hurt. Unexpectedly, he confessed his feelings by kissing her, which surprised her. The next morning, Jua meets Minho to make sure that last night's kiss was just a mistake. But instead, he makes his feelings for her clear and says that he did it on purpose because he sincerely loves her. Unfortunately, since Minho confessed his feelings, Jua kept avoiding him, thus making the relationship between them feel awkward. Even her attitude changes toward Moonjun. She now looks indifferent when she meets Moonjun, because she is disappointed and annoyed with him, who has been lying to her all this time. Jua gets even more annoyed at Moonjun when he is sweet to her, so she forgets all her anger and warns him not to cross the line again. Despite everything that happened to her, that doesn't mean Jua had to give up on her dream. As time passes, sadly, she struggles to achieve her dream as a sports commentator. On the other hand, Bo-young suddenly faints because of diabetes when she walks with Mok-jin and Jimin. Sometime later, Bo-young regained consciousness and was already in the hospital, but she was taken aback when Mok-jin hugged her and showed concern for her. Soon after, Mok-jin feels confident in Bo-young and is determined to admit his feelings for her, making her feel touched. The next day, Bo-young accepts Mok-jin's feelings, and they officially dating. Unfortunately, they both had to hide it when they met Han-nul, who was still heartbroken after breaking up with Ji-min. After that, Han-nul left with Rosa, making her feel brave enough to express her feelings for him. Unfortunately, he rejects her feelings because he thinks Rosa has always been Ji-min's friend. However, hearing that makes her angry. Then she spreads dating rumors between Ji-min and the cheerleader team leader, which makes Ji-min unable to appear on the campus cheerleader team at the festival later. Even so, it turned out that Ji-min and Rosa were both running for the next leader, so they both underwent an interview by the campus media team to ask about their vision and mission. Unexpectedly, Ji-min accidentally finds out that Rosa is spreading rumors about her, so she scolds Rosa, and they fight. At the same time, Han-nul came to separate them, and it turned out that he had heard all of Rosa's confessions via the radio device installed on her body since he worked as a cameraman for the campus media team. After that, Ji-min decided to leave them, while Han-nul only looked at Rosa disappointedly. Meanwhile, Jua is seen being a campus radio announcer. Then she reads an anonymous letter that contains encouragement for the number 87802. Everyone thinks the sender is Dear M, but when Jua is at karaoke, she realizes that her favorite song number is 87802, and the only person who knows that is Minho. Meanwhile, Minho finally decided to delete his feelings for Jua, because he didn't want to continue to feel awkward and be avoided by her. Sometime later, Minho received news that Moon-jun had decided to leave the application developer competition, and wanted to buy an application he had made instead. Since Minho needs money, and Moon-jun needs a name for the application, he thinks this is a win-win for them. But when Minho is with Jua and tells her about his plan to sell his application to Moon-jun, she disagrees, making her disappointment towards Moon-jun even bigger. Jua then reported this to Min-ju, so she went to see his younger brother. Min-ju said she didn't want Minho to do that because she didn't want money or anything from him and only wanted him to achieve his dream. In the end, Minho didn't sell his application to Moon-jun, which made Jua happy, and she hugged him even if only shortly and again felt awkward. One day, Jua looks excited and nervous because she will do a test in front of the camera as a presenter. Unfortunately, the judges judged that she still lacked confidence, which made her sad. Shortly after, her sadness grew when she discovered that Minho was actually going on a date with Yang-hee. On the other hand, the cheerleader leader election was won by Ji-min, which made Rosa look very upset and disappointed. In the evening, Ji-min gets a message from Han-nul and Ye-dam. They both ask her to come at 8 o'clock, but she prefers to come to Han-nul's class. Ji-min was touched after learning that Han-nul had made a special game for her, which made the Soyeon University magnet couple relationship blossom again. When Ye-dam finally has to say goodbye to Ji-min, he thanks her for being his first love. Meanwhile, Jua is seen waiting for Minho in front of the dormitory. She is annoyed by the date Minho and Yang-hee are having. However, it turned out that his date didn't go well. Yang-hee even decided not to pursue him anymore because she felt their date was boring. Sometime later, Minho returned to the hostel and told that his date with Yang-hee didn't go well, making Jua feel relieved and happy. In the end, she confesses her feelings for him after she realizes that Minho had treated her all along. Hearing this, he hugged her, and they officially dating. Meanwhile, Rosa finally leaves the cheerleading team because she doesn't want to see Ji-min become the leader. The movie closes by showing Min-ju's wedding. At that place, everyone dances together to entertain the invited guests and receive a warm welcome from their friends. As time goes by, each of them still needs a process to find their own way, but some have found happiness through love, including Jua and Minho. Now everyone is in the stage of pursuing their dreams, and all that's left is the identity of the writer Dear M, who is still mysterious. Initially, Jua thought that the writer Dear M was Minho. At that time, he admits that he did write the letter to 87802 but didn't write Dear M. Sometime later, Mok-jin's thesis was seen with the title, The Impact of the College Community on Students, and he turned out to be the writer for Dear M. So Mok-jin, who is a psychology major, deliberately researched how much influence writing had on students' daily lives at Soyeon University. In the end, the identity of Dear M is no longer important because people can assume to be anyone's first love. The moral that can be learned from this movie is that true love will never leave, like Minho, who was always there for Jua even though he was disappointed and abandoned. Like Han-nul, who always hoped for Ji-min even though he was separated. And like Mok-jin, who is brave enough to fight for his feelings for Bo-young until finally, she accepts his feelings.